Well, good morning everybody. Well, when you all walked in this morning, good afternoon everybody. Everybody's been invited here today to celebrate the long service with us. First thing we look at trying to do is go back to 1991 when the business started. So, back in 91, Stephen, Martin and Malcolm moved down from Georgial Timber and everybody's been part of it since then. But I can prove back in 1991 I actually had hair. I think that's the last living picture of me with hair. When we look back at 91, there's a few things that have changed. At the time, John Major was the Prime Minister, only just taken over from Maggie Thatcher. You could get a loaf of bread for 54 pence. A pint of beer was £1.29. Before e-commerce, the fax machine, that probably took up 60% of our orders and instead it would be on the internet. But as well as e-commerce, back in 1991, you didn't have to poke somebody or message somebody, you could actually just pick the phone up and ring a friend if you wanted to speak to them as well. So when we look at doors, we started off manufacturing Cheltenham doors, which was a mitre-framed bedroom door. Then we brought in the paper-wrapped Cambridge doors. Things got better with a mortise and tenon mitre-framed door, with the Oxford door, and then we introduced the Oregon door. Moved on, we had a Salisbury door that we brought in from a company down in Manchester. Started manufacturing our own vinyl wrap doors, and now we've got Aspect, Glide and Avanti. So there's been a lot of changes on the door side. MFC, when we started, I think there was 3 or 4 colours, Stephen, not too many.
Yeah,
like the hi-fi teeth. I've got hi-fi teeth down there. And then the modern days of mahoganies, N424 lined oak, I'm sure a lot of you remember. Peachwood, S106, the strip black yellow, then Pan came in, Farmhouse Final, Gary Nash and Peachwood. All these things that everybody remembers. You see how much people remember, this is brilliant. But effectively now we've gone to over 250 live colours, so things have certainly moved on there.
Yeah, I was going to say over 90% that, I'll still be working, but the truth is I don't know that I'll still be working. Definitely not. The experience and expertise that you all have, it's invaluable. What you've learned over the years. I hope that you just put that into mentoring, the next generation of people coming through and helping them become members of the 25 plus year group, and so that they can make a very similar contribution to what you have and keep the company moving forward over the years.
To say I can remember it vividly would be a lie. But back in 1991, we were a very small company. We had about 30 employees that were brought over from George Hills. We had one truck. I think it might be the one in the picture, it was a Mercedes, it was all white. We've been through a lot of changes, and watching this film here that's very well put together, it brings it all back. Fantastic times, some good fun, some tough times. We've been through it all in the last 33 years, and you lot have been here all the way through it. And it's amazing, even in a sales environment, which is notorious for turning people over very, very quickly. We've got people who've been here for 25 years plus. Yeah. It's incredible.
I've done that. Go come back.
Some go and come back, yeah. I mean, you don't get away from it, you're on a sprint.
Hello, I'm Carol. I'm the HR manager at HPP.
I'm Terry Shaw, production manager in board production 1 and 2.
Hi, my name's Carl Worrell, shop floor manager of door department.
My name's Trevor Ross. I've been here over 29 years. I'm the transport manager. I took over the job 3.5, 4 years ago, I think it is. Up until then I've been an HGV driver, and then I was on the door van and I was supervisor. Now I'm transport manager.
I first got introduced to HPP via my tutor at college, where I was studying AAT accounts. And I was looking for a job, and the company was looking for a trainee, an apprentice in accounts. So I got an interview here with a gentleman who was the finance accountant at that time, and I ended up getting the job. I did a little bit of accounts, and then I became senior credit controller, and then I moved away for a little while in a different department, and then I was asked to come up and start doing HR and payroll. I've worked here for over 25 years now, and I've loved every minute of it. It's been brilliant.
I actually started in George Hills and moved to HPP when the company split up. I started manufacturing kitchens, and then I've worked in various roles up to the role I'm doing now.
Honest opinion, I was looking for work over 25 years ago, and HPP over the years have helped me and my family grow with strength, and they've always been there for me. That's why I'm loyal to the company.
I was doing 6 days a week and they wanted me to do 7, and I wouldn't do 7, so I resigned from there, and I went up and saw Malcolm up at the kitchen at HPP at the top when they had that, to see if there's any vacancies, and he spoke to Stephen. Stephen phoned me up and there was a vacancy on the HGV. I come in and had an interview with Stephen, and I started, and to keep about 2 days later, and I've been here ever since.
I think it was when I was asked to set up the HR department, there wasn't anything in place really, it was just a few little bits of paperwork, and I started off right from scratch with everybody, getting to know the staff, because that was a different section to what I was used to doing. It sort of evolved from there to what we have today.
I think there's been quite a few things that we've, just the progress of the company, growing with them, which has been a big achievement, and the role I'm doing now, like I said, making kitchens to being a production manager, enjoyed every minute of it.
That's a bit hard, that, because my accomplishment is that my sick and my absentee, I've never been late, never been on the sick. I just think that's a joy on its own itself.
Experiences. There's plenty of experiences here with me. Years ago that it was other lads here who I was really friendly with, and we used to have the banter and laughs, and we used to load up on a Saturday. It was me, Christian, and a lad called Steve. We used to have so much fun loading up and having a laugh, and them are experiences what, you know, will always be with me and memorable. But it's an experience to be at Hills. You know, it's a good place to be. People let you get on with your job. If you're doing your job right, they just leave you alone and, you know, let you crack on, and that is an experience in itself.
Enjoy yourself. It's a wonderful place to work, wonderful people, and they will back you up 100%.
The advice I'd give someone is stick at it. You go through a bit of rough times, but ultimately it's a great company to work for, and they look after you if you look after them.
Never be late, always turn up on time, always be punctual, and work and enjoy it.
Take as much advice as people give you, take it on board. If you feel that you're not too sure about it, ask the questions, don't be frightened to ask questions. Like when new people come in, they go to a different department, and we go through with what we do. And I always say to them, is there any questions you want, always ask, don't be frightened to ask questions, because if you don't ask, you won't find out. And that's the advice I would give somebody who started at HPP.
They asked me to go to college to develop my CIPD for HR. They supported me throughout. They've supported me throughout anything that I've ever asked.
They supported all the growth by investing in training, all the time, anything that we needed. One time invested in people, taught me a lot, put me on a lot of management courses, health and safety courses, so I've grown with the company. Massively. If I'm ever in need or in trouble, the company's always been there for me, my wife and my kids.
Absolutely 110%. They've supported me, not just in having confidence in me of my capabilities. They've supported me in other words when I've had knee operations. They've supported me that way when I had operations on my jaw a few years ago. They've always supported me in that sense, and that is a big thing with me, what sits in my heart, that when people do that for you and they're backing you and supporting you, that's a massive thing in life, and you've got to respect the people at HPP who back you for that.
Well, I hope HPP is still going to be as successful now as it has been for 30 plus years, because it's an absolutely brilliant company to work for.
For the future of HPP, all I can see is it going bigger and bigger and it continually expanding.
To extend and grow and bring more future for happiness and other people.
To grow a bit more, they deserve it, because over the years they've took chances in new development. They started doing the doors and the PVC, and it's all chances you take. You don't know if it's going to develop. Thank goodness it did, and that is a big thing. Now I'd like to see it grow a bit more and we get a little bit more busier, and it helps Hills, and it helps people to get jobs. If we get bigger, we can employ more people, and it takes them off the streets or whatever they're doing. And getting good staff is not easy nowadays, and hopefully it would attract people and get the right people in, and progress from there.